So for tonight's Silent Sunday night, I watched a couple of super weird, super experimental, super fantastic, super gay silent films. The first one was 1922's Salomé, directed by Charles Bryant, but was really the brainchild of star Alla Nazimova, who loved this play by Oscar Wilde of the story of Salome from the Bible and made this lovely film. The screenplay was by Rambova, and the costumes were by, where'd it go? Oh my god. Dang it, wrong page. Okay, the costumes and art direction were based on sketches in the original print version of, Nacha Rambova did the costumes and art direction as well. Okay, so she wrote the screenplay and did the costumes and art direction, and all of which was very much with producer star Alla Nazimova. So these two women sort of really put this film together, although the man got the director credit. But what I was saying was the costumes and set design and everything were based on the illustrations that came with the original print version of Oscar Wilde's play. This film was not well received. It was distributed independently. It was made independently. It was distributed independently. It's overtly filled with gay characters and gay actors, and that is not something you see a lot of in 1922. You have gay actors, but they are generally not very flamboyant, and they are quite flamboyant in this film. And actually, there are rumors that the entire cast was gay. That has yet to be confirmed nor denied, but, let's go with it. This is an important film in both silent and gay history in terms of cinema. It's about an hour and 12 minutes. It is just absolutely stunning from start to finish. Obviously, it's the story of Salome, where, if you're not familiar, her uncle, Herod, kills her father, marries her mother, and then tries to make eyes with her. Eventually, she decides she wants the head of John the Baptist on a plate, and that is what happens in this film. There are many, many, many versions of the Salome story, songs, plays, everything, films. This is probably the only one that you're going to see with a really, really weird wig full of what look like light bulbs or something coming out of it on the head of Salome. So, if you've seen Sunset Boulevard, that's the film that she's writing. She's trying to tell the story of Salome. And actually, I think at one point, Alla Nazimova was considered for the role in Sunset Boulevard. Is that right? I feel like I remember reading that somewhere. Anyways, it's crazy and weird and fun. And if you love beautiful, amazing Art Deco styling, then this is a film for you. The second film I watched was a short film from 1933, super experimental, called Lot in Sodom, and it is directed by James Sibley Watson and Melville Weber, and features a lot of mostly unknowns playing the character of Lot's wife, and the residents of Sodom. And it's an avant-garde film. It is very much takes place all in kind of one place. Everything is all about the lights. There's a lot of weird crossfades and wonderful uses of filmic technique to make you feel like you're in this crazy orgy town. And there are a lot of nakedness, not a lot of dicks, a lot of naked ladies, not a lot of dicks. It was a little disappointing. But another film that very much is there to show you that gay people are real, they exist, and they have sex. So that's kind of fun to watch. Not that this is a pornographic film, but it really intimates that. And this is 1933, so you're still sort of in the production code era, except this was an independently made film, so I don't know that the production code would necessarily have to be followed. But this was towards the end of when you're really ever able to show homosexuality in film, especially in America. There was like one more thing I was going to say about this one. The end, if you don't know the story of Lot and Lot's wife and Sodom and Gomorrah, read about it. But they're leaving, and one, there's like orgies happening all over the floor. It's fantastic. But two, Lot's wife is this figure that I always really love, because she is told not to look back, and she does, and she turns into a pillar of salt. And I always love that character, because she knows she shouldn't look back. She knows she needs to move forward, but she can't help it. She looks back. And as someone who often looks back at their past instead of just going forward, I feel like I relate a lot to Lot's wife. And the effect of her turning into a pillar of salt was quite lovely. There are several other adaptations of this story, including a 1922 silent film by Michael Curtiz that I definitely need to track down, and a 1963 version directed by Robert Aldrich. I think both of those need to be found. And then Barbara Hammer did an experimental film called Nitrate Kisses, where she uses footage from Lot and Sodom, so I need to look for that as well. These films are both available on YouTube. They're in, I believe, the public domain, but you can track them down, watch them. You're looking for some weird silent cinema, this is right up your alley. Have a good night.